Oh shit! I don't even know the episode. Okay, welcome back everybody to a brand new episode. This
We're just
is
losing track, bro. We're doing so many, we can't even keep up.
we're on that grind set mindset. What episode
I
is this?
know.
14, 13,
I think it's
14.
14.
Welcome back everybody to episode number 15, I think. Yeah. No, this is I just checked my calendar. This is actually episode 15. Okay. So welcome
Only
back
five more and we're
everybody.
done.
We're officially retiring, guys. Y'all have made it to the home stretch. Only 5 more to go before we retire in our prime. But
Very
yeah,
sad times.
we are finally reviewing a Superman movie. We've been talking about Superman, bro, for like the past 20 episodes, basically. So we finally just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna dedicate an episode to Superman," and now people can't complain about all the Superman stuff that we're
You
about to talk about.
can't.
You're not allowed to.
So you were hinting, and I swear to God, if you were lying, bro, I
on
am I'm turning off the pod
on
and
Michael's
I'm
life.
walking out. Yes, if you were lying on my son's life, that's not even what I'll have an issue with. If you just lied to
Yeah.
me that that you were not watching Young Justice, I'm a as the young bucks say, I'm a crash out, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna crash out. Look at this unk, bro. He's on
I
too much TikTok for this guy.
don't know. I've been scrolling
But bro,
lately.
I literally did. I started Young Justice.
You're kidding. Let's
I
go.
Bro, I'm almost done with season 1 too. So I
Were
was
you
grind. I don't even.
resisting? It's like saying
Well,
anything this whole time?
yeah, I just forgot about it too. To be honest, I didn't even mention it to you. I was
You
in
were
like,
just
yeah, I
enjoying it.
started it. I was in the moment, bro.
So what do you think? Because I didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, you did it. You told me about something Superman. I don't even know what it was. I think you said it
Yeah,
was Robin and Superman. And
I probably
y
did not say that.
no, you did. You did. You said it's Robin and Superman.
I probably said Superboy.
Oh, yeah, you probably said Superboy. Yeah. But it was the day that Alden came to set me up, which I got a
Oh, and he was like
shot.
in the back. Oh, over there. That's when you started it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was already a few episodes deep. I was just like cleaning my room that day. I just had it on. I was watching. I was stretching, watching. So I binged, I think 8 or 9 episodes. So I got pretty deep into season 1. I never really seen any Robin stuff too, so I feel like watching this, I also like Robin now because
Yeah.
he's like this like silly little boy who's like trying to be live up to the Batman name kinda,
Yeah.
which
He's
is
also pretty dope as fuck. Like he could fight. He's the smartest clearly on the team. Uh he can hack into anything. Like he's actually pretty legit.
yeah, he's pretty cool, and I like seeing the whole Justice League come together. Like the first episode was so cool, bro. Like just seeing all the freaking superheroes come together.
And
Like
their sidekicks.
yeah, I didn't even know like the Arrow had a sidekick. I didn't know that Aquaman had a sidekick. Like, is that
Bro, this
canon?
was this is what I was trying to tell you. Like I'm not trying to offend you or this is not an insult, but I'm like
Insult me, bro.
you legit don't know much about DC. Like you've been in this Marvel era and you
Yeah.
haven't had the chance to experience cuz that's why I had you watch this movie as well because this isn't even the best DC animated movie, but when it comes to animation, like DC has a plethora of good content and like you said, just seeing everyone and their sidekick, just seeing it is like dope as fuck. And this is also a gem of a show that I think all of us have watched, like Abraham, Xander, me, Andrew Olden.
I didn't even realize because I was going on Max. I think has all the DC stuff. There's like just a
Yeah.
lineup of so many shows, movies, like
Yep.
Batman movies, Superman movies, Flash movies, of like all these different. Even the shows, they have so many Justice League shows and movies too. Like
I was gonna say, and Marvel does have a couple good animation, but they had maybe one or two shows that were popular in the 90s, but DC stuff is pretty critically acclaimed, like Batman the Animated Series, the Justice League Animated Series, and then they have some movies that I want to get into. Uh, I'm honestly on like the hype train for DC right now and just getting hyped for their
Yeah.
universe. So I have like I'm gonna be honest. I'm the next four movies I recommend might be all like DC
There's
animated stuff.
DC animation for the next 5 films, bro.
I swear because not just Superman but Batman animated movies. He has 4 or 5 alone that are at least 9 out of 10 movies. Like they are just from top to bottom, the score, the voice acting, and like you saw in Young Justice, bro, isn't the voice acting actually good? They don't sound like, "Hey, Kid
Yeah.
Flash," where you like they don't sound like these great or like 9 to 5 voice actors that
Nine of
Funimation uses.
five.
These guys are like legit. They all have personalities. Robin, Batman, Green Arrow. They don't sound like some white guy trying to put on a voice. They sound like it's their natural voice. But for DC, I just feel so hyped because I was gonna show you this movie, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, there's also Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. I was debating, and then I'm like, there's also the Dark Knight Returns. There's also Batman Year One. There's also Batman Under the Red Hood. The Dark Knight Returns Part Two. Superman All Star. There's like so many movies. I'm like, holy fuck, you haven't seen any of these. And I just remembered after the fact though, because Public Enemies isn't even like probably in the top 10. I
Top
showed you like a top
10?
15 movie. It's not even in the
Okay.
top
I'm
10.
glad this
I
isn't
showed
a
you like a
top
top
10, bro.
15.
Because if this is a top
Okay,
10,
that's
if,
blasphemous. That's blasphemous, but
if this was a top 10, I would have been a little disappointed. But now that you said top 15, that makes it a little, better on my end.
okay, but tell me a little bit more about Young Justice.
Young Justice was pretty cool. So basically, it's basically Teen Titans Go, but not the Teen Titans.
Yep.
It's just another teen.
Okay, don't say Teen Titans Go. Just say Teen
Oh, my
Titans.
bad.
Why'd you have to say Go?
my bad. Bro, Teen Titans Go is my Teen Titans, bro. But
That's crazy. That's bro. If Kaylin heard you say that, I hope she.
she
Oh
knows,
my
bro.
god.
She knows the Teen Titans. Bro,
She knows you're a Teen Titans
dude,
Go.
Teen Titans Go is freaking funny, bro. Like that
That's
show's awesome,
crazy.
bro. But like it's basically like a Teen Titans, Justice, but they want to say Young Justice because it's
Yeah.
all the Justice League sidekicks that make up the team, which I guess, but yeah, Superman character pretty cool. He played or Superboy, I guess. He
Yeah.
plays
Superboy Connor.
plays the typical, cold boy, like no one understands me type of vibe, and
He can kind of pull it off though, because he has no parents,
yeah,
no family. He's a clone. He's not even an alien. Like he doesn't even come from a different planet. He's technically not
yeah,
related to Superman, but he is.
yeah. So I just like seeing all of them like fight and stuff. Like it's kind of a continued story, but not really, but kinda. Like I feel like all of season one is one story plot, but like every 2 to 3 episodes, it's like they're fighting a new villain, but that villain's somewhat
Yeah.
related to this overarching theme because they have like some secret organization, right? Like going on.
Yeah, so it'll start off like that, but in the later seasons, not like later, but like the next season and the season after that, it gets really into like there is a plot, and the plot's gonna be this problem the team is dealing with from episode 1 to the last episode of the season.
Bro, the one thing I just hate how they do Flash and everything, bro. Like, they just do him
What?
so dirty. Like, even Kid Flash, is that his name? Like, that dude's slow as
Yeah.
hell, bro. Like, every fight
How?
every fight he's in, he gets slapped. He gets shot at. Like he gets hit every fight he's been in
So
so far. It's like if he's running just normal speed, just slightly faster. But every time he gets one tap, it's just so like as a Flash fan, it's so frustrating seeing freaking the speedsters get wrecked. Like yeah, I know he.
yeah, you're used to 9 solid seasons of them easily overcoming everything and not dying. You're used to 9 full milked
What does that
seasons
even mean,
of
bro? Look at this
Flash.
hater, dude. This dude doesn't have an appreciation for the Speed Force, bro. Like blasphemy on the Speed
Okay,
Force. But no,
okay, but Kid Flash being slow is actually part of the story. I'll tell you
is
that.
he not supposed to be like fast. Like he's not even
He,
faster than freaking the fastest man in the world, bro. He's so slow. I swear. Like they nerfed him
okay.
to the max.
He it's part of the story that he's not as fast as Flash, and you'll see a couple scenes where he feels like shit because the Flash is basically saying like, "Come on, you got to keep up," and he can't keep up because he can't run as fast as him. But I love that dynamic because it's almost like it's different seeing the younger kids because I feel like it makes the actual adult superheroes, doesn't it make them more like
Like
legendary? Like they're like
badass.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they step in the room, it feels like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
oh
exactly
fuck,
how
that
it
Hall of
feels.
Famer's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I like watching the younger guys because by them kind of learning and being new to everything and being rookies, it just gives like the whole actual Justice League. It gives them this aura of like they're the shit. Like when they step in,
Yeah.
things go
Like when
right.
Batman walks in, like you just feel his aura. You're like, this,
Yeah, every time you're like, this is yeah, he's the
he's
boss
him,
clearly.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he's him. Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel that. Like every time Batman makes an appearance, or even like Superman or Wonder Woman would show up, like you just feel that
Did you see
aura.
that episode where Connor tries helping Superman?
I don't think that's happened yet.
There's a scene with Superman on a bridge and he's saving a couple
Oh yeah,
cars.
yeah, yeah. No, that did happen actually. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So like when Superman is in there, like that exact scene is like what we're talking about. Where it's like
yeah,
Connor's like trying, he's not that good, but then Superman is like, you know, he's the big boy around there, or he's basically daddy. Like he has to
yeah,
take care of everything the right way, and
yeah. He's
yeah,
like coaching him. He's like, don't be too crazy here. You're gonna break the bridge here, and then you just
yeah,
poor. His name's Connor, Superboy. Connor.
yeah. Connor Kent.
Connor's just like trying to have a dad son moment, and then Superman's like, I don't know what to do here, man. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want no part of this. And then Batman's like, bro,
I didn't even ask for you, bro.
get
Like,
out of here. I'm
yeah.
not your dad. Like,
Literally, I'm not your father. Please
you
stop
are
it.
not the
And then it's
father.
ironic. It's
What?
ironic that Batman is the one who's like, bro, come on. He looks up to you. You
Yeah.
got to teach him.
And also they have like some cute scenes with like Batman and Robin. Robin's like trying to just
Uh huh.
train his ass off. Like, I gotta be better. I gotta be better. And then, Superman. I mean, sorry, Batman sees him like training, and he calls him in. He's like, hey, let's just play some basketball. And then they just like play basketball, like father son moment. Like,
Uh
it's just
huh.
like,
See, that's why I'm telling you, bro. TV shows for superhero stuff is always better when it comes to developing. Because if they did a movie about Batman and Robin, they wouldn't wait. They wouldn't waste 10 minutes or 5 minutes on, hey, let's have a scene where they play basketball
yeah,
together and they have like a father son moment. Like they can't do those
yeah.
things, or even the Superman and Superboy.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, bro. Because when you watch like you watch Clone Wars or maybe any Star Wars episodes, and then you go watch the movie,
Uh
you
huh.
like picture all of that knowledge that you've seen from Clone Wars, in between, and you like to kind of think of it as like, okay, that story that I just watched relates into this movie, like when you watch Clone
Yeah,
Wars and
yeah.
then you watch episode what is it? Episode 3. You see all that Anakin lore and you're like, "Oh, he taught
Uh
whatever."
huh.
So that's kind of how I feel when I'm watching these shows, like you get all this lore and then when you go watch like, a movie or a show about something, you have all this kind of headcanon of the type of person they kind of are. So when I was watching this one, wait, what was it? Was it I think I'm getting the movie confused actually. But fast forward a little bit, but in the movie, there's like a scene when Superman talks about like, oh, I was hanging out with Lois, and then you think about like my adventures with Superman and what cheesy things he would
Uh
do, or like,
huh.
you think of him and Superman and Lois, like him just hanging out with his family or something like that is always funny when I was watching these shows. I was like, it's adding to my head canon on like the
Yeah.
type of character that these people
Like
are.
their personal lives and what they got going in the
Yeah.
background. So like you don't need to see Iris, but if the Flash mentions Iris, you're like, oh, that's his girl. I know
Yeah.
what they've been
Yeah.
through. Like,
That's his ride or die, whatever.
yeah, yeah, all the ins and outs. But yeah, I'm so happy that you're watching Young Justice because that show is it's like a perfect one to put you on because like the animated shows from the 90s are a little outdated, so if you didn't grow up with it, it would be more difficult to get into it because you'd have to like put yourself in that headspace like, okay, I'm watching something older, but this has modern
Yeah,
animation,
it does.
great voice actors, and the designs. This is what I mean when I mean classic designs. If you look at the designs of all their suits, doesn't do too much. It just does the classic design for
Yeah.
every single person's suit, and that's the way I love it. I don't like when they try to uh, revamp the style. Like if you look at Superman, he has the perfect blue S, trunks, boots, cape. That's it. Batman, gray suit, black boots, black gloves, black cowl, black cape, yellow belt.
Yep.
Leave it like that. That's the way I like it.
Yeah, I do like those classic ones. Like, I know I'm jumping into our movie review real quick, but that's what I liked about
Do,
the
do you want to like interchange? Sorry to cut you off, but do you want to just like get
hop
into it?
into it.
Because I feel like they go hand in
They
hand.
kind of do. I was just before. Okay, let's stop real quick because I just want to talk about a
Okay.
movie that I saw this weekend, and I want to talk about it real quick. Uh,
Oh yeah, the movie that you loved.
bro, hey, I don't mind it, bro. But I saw the Minecraft movie this weekend, bro, and it was actually like such a good time watching it, right? And it wasn't
Wow.
because of the movie.
You would have
No,
you
no, no,
would
no.
have a good
It
time.
it wasn't
You
because the
would.
movie was good, right? It wasn't like
Uh
the
huh.
movie was the best movie ever. But did you watch Endgame in theaters?
Yes.
Like, were people clapping when Captain America like grabbed the hammer or stuff? Like, did that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so that energy of just like fans going crazy is what I felt during the Minecraft movie. And I know that's weird to say, but when I was going into it, I didn't know that there was this whole like I don't even want to say like cultural event around this movie, but
Uh
when I
huh.
got into the movie, like we were watching it, and my brothers were like, "Okay, okay, okay, okay." When Steve Jack Black's character goes, "I am Steve," just start clapping, and I'm like, "What?" Like, why am I gonna start? I'm like, no one's gonna clap. You're just gonna be annoying. And he's like, "No, no, no, trust, trust." So I'm just watching it, and then the scene comes where he goes, I am Steve. The whole entire theater starts clapping like crazy, bro. They're going nuts, bro. It was a packed theater, like every seat was filled, and everybody was clapping, bro. You just hear roars of clapping. And I was like,
I have no idea how to feel about
yeah,
that.
I was like, what the heck is going on? So there was like at least 10 different moments in the movie where everyone was going batshit crazy clapping, bro. Like when when he goes
What the
when he
heck?
goes, this is a crafting table, everyone goes crazy. When he goes, this is flint and steel, everyone goes crazy.
Was your theater filled with like a bunch of like 9 and 10 year olds like who just played
I
Minecraft
I
and
didn't look at the
showed up?
kids, but I saw like in front of me a big group of like teeny boppers, like 16 to 17.
Oh, like a teenage group.
Yeah, and then I think next to me there was like a dad with his daughter, and then next to like cuz we took all my siblings, so we took like a big chunk, and then on the other side I think it was like a mom and her children. But the whole theater was going crazy. That it just made me like enjoy the movie more because I was like just in the moment, like, oh, they're clapping because they're doing the Minecraft thing. You know, the meme of like he said the thing. That's basically why people were going crazy. So it was just,
I would have been like, guys, please be quiet in the theater. That's what I would have been
guys, I'm
saying
trying
to
to watch the
everyone there.
movie. I'm trying to
Guys,
understand the freaking universal meaning, bro. Like what?
I would go, that's what I would be in the
No
theater.
talking in the theater. What the heck?
Guys, I can't hear what they're saying.
Guys, you're messing up my viewing experience. I'm gonna have to report you guys. But but
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, that is the best way to watch a movie sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want more slop like the fucking
what?
Minecraft movie.
Bro.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't have to go see it. It's not
This
for
was
me. I don't
like
give
the
a fuck.
most fan service movie out there, bro. Like,
I know. I could have told you that before, without
Like
seeing
it was
it.
the type of movie if you saw it without playing any Minecraft, you'd be really confused because they just do things where it's like you have to know. But and the plot was kind of weak. Some of the characters are really weak. I really like Jason Momoa's character. He was like to me, Jason Momoa like plays this like he's an old 80s gamer who like in the present day is like all washed up and everything, but he likes to pretend or like still feel like he's in this era, and he just plays these goofy characters so good, bro. And after seeing him as Aquaman and now seeing him in this role, and then he also plays like a similar role in the Fast and Furious 10 movie where he plays like this like goofy character, but he's so into these characters that he's actually like really good. So I really like
Like
Jason.
he sells it. Like he
He
commits.
commits heavy, bro. He commits so good. So Jason Momoa, massive, massive bonus to the movie.
Rate it real quick.
Rating it. Oh, that's tough. I'd probably give Minecraft maybe 7 out of 10.
That's crazy. You give this. You think the Minecraft movie is a better movie than My Life as a Courgette?
Oh, 10 times better, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro.
That is
Well,
crazy.
also I did play Minecraft. Like I played Minecraft when the game first came out, bro.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I
Are we talking about a video game or are we talking about a movie?
talking about both. Ooh, how about that? How about that? It's
Movie.
both.
Nope.
It's literally
Are
both.
you playing the movie? Are you playing the
Oh,
movie?
this dude. No, no, we're not going there. We're not.
I just feel like shitting. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. Let's shit on this
look
movie
at this
real
guy,
quick
bro.
that I haven't seen. That I
He has
haven't
no
seen.
hobbies, no interests to the point where he's just gonna shit on
No hobbies.
my Minecraft.
I played
My
Minecraft. I played Minecraft.
you did not ever play Minecraft in your life.
I was literally a hacker back
Oh
in the
my
day.
god.
If you knew me, Ryan, and this guy named Ern, back in 8th grade, bro, we were literally hacking. I was
god.
grifting people's houses. That's what I would do the whole
Of
time. I would
course,
just be
bro.
grifting.
See, you weren't
Setting
a
people's
real
houses on
Minecraft
fire.
fan because real Minecraft fans respect the hard work that goes into building a house and finding gold, and then little smucks like you just come around with your flint and steel
Yeah, I
and
would go to your
TNT.
house and take your gold and take your iron.
See, I'd ban you from my servers if we ever played. If we ever played
Bro,
together, you're banned. You're done.
I got banned by I got banned by a couple
Oh
servers
my
back in the day.
god. But
100%. I was
yes,
grifting.
if you like the movie and you just want to see Minecraft shit, like you're gonna see
Don't go
Minecraft.
see
Oh
it.
my god.
Wait for it to come out on streaming and pirate it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I
Do
mean,
not fund more slop.
oh my god, this dude. It actually in the opening weekend I think already made like $200 million, so it definitely made back its budget of 150 mil,
That's
which is actually
depressing.
crazy.
That means they're gonna make another.
They left it on a cliffhanger, alluding to the second one, which is like so common nowadays, bro.
A villager.
Every movie has a after. Bro, before no movie had end credit scenes. Like no movies had end credit
Before
scenes.
Marvel.
And then Marvel set up the best universe ever. Everyone's like,
Okay.
let's set up our own Minecraft universe or our own anything universe. And now everybody does freaking end credit scenes.
Where's the My Life as a Courgette universe? Where's the other orphans? That's what I want to
I
see.
want to see other orphans and I want to see their tragic stories. I want to feel sad the whole time by these little kids that are their mom's dead and their mom beats them. I want to see a second one where this time his parents died in a car crash and he goes to an orphanage. I want to see that one. Yeah, that's what would be the second My Life as a Courgette movie, bro. I just,
That sounds like an emotional journey, bro.
oh my god.
That sounds good.
Hell no. He'll be like, yeah, that movie was 10 out of 10, bro. Like, the story was just so deep, bro. Like, it was so deep. You wouldn't understand, though, but, like, to me.
And you'd be like, I don't give a fuck about orphan kids. Where's the end
Where's the
credits
fucking
scene?
action, bro? Where's,
Where's the action?
where's the heist scene, bro? When does he rob a bank because he's fucking depressed because his parents died in a car crash? Where's that scene?
That's in that's the final movie of the
That's in the third one.
The universe, yeah. Okay, but let's get into Superman,
Okay.
Batman, Public Enemies. The plot is Lex Luthor is to be elected president of the United States, and only Superman and Batman stand in his way. Lex forges a plan to finally annihilate his arch enemies and declares Superman and Batman enemies of the people. So, this
AKA
movie is
Public
directed.
Enemies.
Yes, very,
Okay.
very astute observation. Director, directed by Sam Liu, and I don't know if you know this, but this was a comic book run by Jeff Loeb, and I didn't know that until like in the past couple of years. So we had gotten this as a DVD. We watched it. I liked it, but there's a lot of art styles, especially this one, where I would look at it and I think, what made y'all go with that? Like, why'd y'all choose that? That's a very peculiar looking art style. And then when I look at the comic book, they copied the comic book. So I'm like, oh, this is an adaptation, just like how they do in Japan where they adapt mangas. They adapted this into a movie and they kept the art style. And it's the same exact thing with Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. If you look up, I always thought, why does Superman eyebrows look like that? Like, what made them go with that choice? And then I find out there's a comic, and that's why. So I feel like knowing that they do get some forgiveness for the art style because it's not appealing. It's very boxy. Uh, it's not a very good looking type of animation.
That's what I was gonna ask you about. The animation, they look like they seem like anime-y, like anime-esque style mixed
Yeah,
with like just like the thickest, bulkiest, over muscular looking characters possible. Like Superman and Batman have like the same physique, and I'm like,
yeah, the same six
they have
pack.
like a
Yeah,
six pack. They have like the six pack on the sides where it looks like gills. Like they had the most
yeah,
defined
the
bodies. Yeah,
obliques.
they had the obliques. I was like, why do they look like this? It like they look like caricatures of their characters that they're supposed to play,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is a little jarring because I'm like, they look kind of goofy. And then
yeah.
even like some of the characters like I don't even know the names of some of these Marvel characters or DC characters that introduced. The Atom guy and
Atom
and
Man.
then the red guy.
The red guy, I forget his name because he's not there often.
I
He's
swear
not. I,
they copied
I
and
think his name's
pasted.
Magma.
They copied and pasted those two guys. They were the same guy. I swear to God. I
Yeah.
was like,
Besides the voice actor, they do have. Yeah, that's very
they're just
true.
different
Very
colors,
valid.
bro. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I guess. So the art style was different though, especially like I was just watching Young Justice literally like the day
Yeah.
before and I see like this like yeah, Superman's still ripped, but he's not like thick. He's like pretty slim but still muscular, like a good physique. And then I
Yeah.
come to this movie where they're just like the freaking thickest freaking characters ever, which did seem kind of weird, right?
It
Or
is jarring because even when I returned to it, I was like, I think even when I first watched it when I was younger, I just noticed it was a lot different and kind of strange looking to what I was used to. But I mean, they did it is they're adapting a comic book, so I'm not saying it looks good, but that there is a reason at least instead of just like some guy who isn't particularly good and he's like, I think we should go with this weird design. Like at least there's a reason behind their artistic choice. Because if you look at the comic book, it's like almost one for one. Like it looks a little different, but it looks almost exactly the same.
So I guess getting right into the movie though, like the beginning, right? It gives you this
Yeah.
long, and so I guess it ties into what you said. It was a comic, but it gives you like this. What's it called? Exposition when they're like setting up
Yeah.
the scene. So they give you like this long exposition on like Lex Luthor's this and this is what's going on, and then boom, this is the situation our heroes are in. Which to me, like I don't know why it felt like and I saw this somewhere, so this is not like my own opinion, where they said that this felt like it should have been the season finale to a show. And that's kind of how I felt the whole time
Oh.
when I was watching, I was like, I don't know what this feeling is of like, I feel like everything's just starting right away. Like it feels like quick, like we're already thrown into this big situation, and I should be invested. But like to me, I felt like there were no real stakes when it started. I was just like, I don't feel anything to these characters with what's going on. Like I don't care
Yeah.
because it's like they just threw you in the deep end. And so when someone said that, I was like, okay, that makes sense because that's exactly what I was feeling. Because you watch an episode like My Adventures with Superman, obviously they set up so many episodes, and then you get to the season finale where it's Clark Kent or Superman versus Brainiac, and then yeah, you could set it up in a way where it's like, oh, Brainiac has taken over and has sent out Kara, his brainwashed minute, and yeah, you could watch it and it'd probably be
Yeah.
cool, but it's like because they built this long thing, it makes you more emotionally attached. So when I was watching it, that's something where I was like, I don't know why I don't really care about what's going on because it felt like, all right, here's all this information. Now you have to care about the current situation that they're in. And I was just
Yeah.
like, like, I don't know. Did you just like not care? Where you're like, okay, I'm in this scene and I got placed in this little situation, and I'm watching the situation from that point forward, and like you're just fine with that.
So we have completely different perspectives watching this because when I was watching it when I was younger, I'll be honest, I never gave a fuck about the plot exactly. There's only
Okay.
three things, or there's only two things that I liked about this film and that I still like. And so because I'm like, this is the reason I watched the film, I pretty much ignore everything else. Like,
All right,
I can't even
fanboy
remember much of the.
bias. He's biased, fanboy.
Yes, I will tell you, I am biased. I'm a fan of these two things. For one, is the fight scenes. Like when Superman starts fighting Metallo, that's why I wanted to tell you about him because I'm like, that's such a good fucking fight scene. Like, oh, Terminator robot who
Yeah.
is powered by kryptonite and Superman going at it. Like their punches felt so heavy and the action just felt so well paced. Like I felt like it just kept going and I was very entertained by that. And then the second thing, which I want to ask you about,
Yeah.
is uh this is the what people want to see when they see Batman and Superman together. You want to see their banter and you want to see them taking on enemies together like best friends almost, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I love about this movie because there's small little moments where they bounce off of each other. Like they have that little bickering, but at the same time, you know, they bicker because they're like brothers, basically. Like when he's like, where's the Flash when you need him? And then
Yeah.
Batman says, why don't you do me a favor and lose a sense of
Yeah.
humor? And then
Yeah.
Superman says, do me a favor and grow one or buy one. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just classic. That's what everyone was hoping, I think, with the Batman versus Superman movie.
Mhm.
But you get nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, that's a different movie too. They set them up to be villains. Like they weren't even friends.
Exactly. That's what sucks about it because it's like you
Okay.
didn't even give us this to at least give us this and then you show them being enemies or whatever. Instead, you're like, you're not going to get any of the stuff you wish to see ever. We're going to give you something you kind of want to see. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
because I didn't even know they were supposed to be set up as like best friends, but I think that is something I noticed when I was watching. I was like, they are kind of like best buds, just like Batman. Batman's like, don't expect me to come save
Oh
you,
yeah.
and Superman's like, yeah, don't count on it. And then boom, Superman's about to die, and then of course freaking Batman shows up and saves him, like,
Yeah.
just being a bro.
And then
So.
yeah, then when they're like walking through the sewer and they're just chatting, like, remember this
Oh
guy? And
yeah,
they're like,
he's
yeah,
about to die. Like he's just like trying to keep a positive attitude, and Batman's like,
yeah.
"Bro, you're gonna die. Like you gotta take it serious." He's like, "Come on, bro, I'll be fine."
Exactly, bro. That's such the good contrast. Like their personalities. That's why it's so fun to watch. Like they
Yeah,
work
because
well together.
Batman has like this is what I was talking about earlier. Like Batman has this type of persona that I
Uh-huh.
think in this movie really like kind of shined. Because I ended up really liking Batman after this one, just
Oh,
the way he's
really? Like
like
you felt more like I
cause he felt
guess.
funny, you know, like he felt like
Yeah.
funny, yet still badass and smart, and like, you know, he could still get stuff done, but he had like this humor to him that was like dry or whatever, yet like serious, but like he was never like goofy, you know, like
Yes, bro. Like
everything was serious, but it was funny.
that's what I love about Kevin Conroy, the guy who does the voice for Batman. So remember I told you Tim Daly is like the my favorite Superman voice actor who does Superman in this, and then Kevin Conroy is the unanimous Batman voice actor, and he is able to pull off that dry wit in pretty much every interpretation he does. Like he's firm, commanding, but he could still say something like sarcastic back and have it be funny. But you don't have to have Batman like not act as Batman, and that's what I don't like in the movies. Is every single fucking movie we have of Batman, he's Rachel, oh my god, like he's just brooding. He puts on this super deep voice. He's 100% serious, depressed, 24/7. And so like yeah, like he's never like kind of as he is in these cartoons where obviously he still has a trauma from his parents, but every every movie I feel like they're trying to give him PTSD, and he's like it's just too much, and you don't let him breathe or be more relatable, I guess. And I don't mean to make him more like me. I just mean to make him less over the top emo like the movies do.
I think you said like or you told me leading up that this is Kevin Conroy or that his name? Kevin Conroy?
Uh-huh.
Um
Yeah.
his voice is like when I as soon as I heard it I was like I feel like I've just heard this voice everywhere. Like
Uh-huh.
does he do the voice for every Batman? Like I don't know why his voice was just so like as soon as I heard it I was like yeah, that just sounds like Batman. Like I feel like I've heard it before.
Yeah. So in the animated series TV show, he did the voice, and the Superman animated was the same Superman voice, and in the Superman animated, it was the same Lex Luthor voice. So this was a little reunion of those original casts, because when those shows crossed over in the '90s, they also voice acted together. So Tim Daly and Kevin Conroy did several reunions where they did a different comic book adaptation, but they're like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Let's just use these guys who fit the characters perfectly, you know.
Yeah.
So why change it?
Yeah, because his voice just sounded like iconic. I didn't even like I can't tell you what other Batman voice he did, but right
Uh
away I
huh.
was like, why have I heard this voice like somewhere? Like
Somewhere,
yeah,
yeah.
it just sounded so familiar.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you probably 100% have because he's done Batman so much. Like the Arkham games. I don't know if you ever played those. Did you play those?
Yeah, I played a few of them. I think Batman Arkham Knight.
Okay. Yeah, he does the voice in that game for Batman.
Oh, I was gonna ask you a Batman trope. Is this a Batman trope
Yeah.
where he's like just talking to somebody and then he just disappears?
Oh yeah, bro. That's like his most
Oh,
famous
really?
trope. Yeah, because did you see that in Young
Yeah,
Justice
that's
when
exact.
Robin kept
Yeah,
doing
Robin kept doing
that?
that, and then they did it in this movie, and I was like, that has to be like his thing or something, or he just does
That's
that.
so funny because you were just talking about how like you kind of have a head canon for certain things, and it's like
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah,
those are
it's tied
somewhat
in,
connected.
and that's where I also
Yeah,
like Robin's character too, because he was like mini Batman. You know, like he basically is mini
yeah,
Batman, just like a little boy.
yeah, exactly. And he doesn't have that. He's not tied down to that super serious attitude, so he can be a little bit more
Exactly. He's like goof.
dynamic.
He's like the goofy Batman. Like
Yeah, yeah. Do you
if
know how many
Batman
Robins there are?
is there three?
Oh, okay, yeah. So you know that.
Yeah, I was talking to Alden about it because he told me that specifically, I think Jason, I don't know the names though, but that the one that becomes Nightwing is his favorite.
Yeah,
Um,
that one's Dick Grayson. The first Robin is always the one who becomes Nightwing.
Oh, really? Okay. So he told me that that's his favorite. So I knew him, and then I think I've seen like Under the Red Hood or The Killing Joke. I forgot which one it was where
Oh, okay.
he dies
That
and then he
one's
gets a
Jason
new one.
Todd.
So that's the second one, right?
Yeah, so the second Robin is murdered by the Joker. And then the third Robin, who comes in after him, is Tim Drake.
Okay. Is that canon where the second one always gets killed by the Joker?
Yeah, it is. And so
Oh, damn.
here's a little Young Justice tidbit, but they actually hint to it, so you never see it. But in the background, you might see like a grave or something, and it says like Jason Todd, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I know what happened." Like, but like it never dives into it. It's just like a little Easter egg, like blink and you'll miss it.
In Young Justice, did you notice like they did like little laughing or something
Every
when
time Dick Grayson would like be away, it would be like echo.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was I don't know why I was like is he going to become the Joker? Like I don't know why I had this like weird whatever.
Yeah, that
Um
that just seems like a playful trope I think they added in the show, but it sticks.
but back to the movie, this had the typical and we talked about this because they did the same trope in My Adventures with Superman where the trope is government let's set rules to stop superheroes, right? Like
Oh,
this,
true.
that was that was basically the whole movie. This was basically like Civil War in a way, where they had one set of superhero versus another set of superheroes, and you
But
know,
everyone they fought was villains. It wasn't really heroes.
well, they fought the heroes.
That's true.
They
They did
had,
have a little team, but they didn't fight any good heroes. Like everyone they were
yeah.
fighting
Where
were
was
like,
everyone else?
yeah, everyone they were fighting seemed like dickheads. Like
They were
seemed
low
like
tier
mob.
superheroes.
Yeah, like they seemed like mob boss like guys. Do you even know what you
Okay.
done? Like the way they talk and
Oh
everything.
my god, bro, she didn't know what she did, bro. She released a freaking nuke, freaking dumb girl.
I know. Oh, speaking
Uh,
of that, that girl's name is Power Girl, right?
yeah,
She was
never heard
voiced.
of her.
Yeah, she's not a super popular character. She's always just this big titted blonde girl who's in the comics, and I'm not really sure
Typical.
what her background is, but that's what she's is in the shows. So I think she's just fan service or whatever. But she was
Yeah.
voiced by this a girl named Allison Mack, who was a main character on Smallville,
Oh, nice.
and but she was recently arrested.
Damn.
I think she just got out of prison because she joined a cult
Oh my
and
goodness.
she actually trafficked people for their cult leader and everything,
Jesus
bro. So
Christ.
I know, like, she was convicted and everything. Like, it's insane. She branded people with her name and the cult leader's name, initials, and everything. Like, she went into some fucked up shit, sadly. And so just now, I was like, who's in this movie? Allison Mack, that
No.
convict, that criminal.
That's hilarious.
No, I know she did some fucked up shit, but anyways, that was just a fun fact.
Fun fact of the day. That's so fun.
Yeah, fun fact of the day.
Well, if you were president, would you try to control the superheroes? Or would you just say, fuck it, do whatever you want?
I've actually been thinking about that because, like, even from my adventures with Superman, like they said, if Superman just has a bad day, like, what are we gonna do? So you got to take measures, but that's just a like. I don't think there's a right answer because obviously, if the government has the power to stop heroes, there's a 99% chance that at some point in time they're going to use it to not let the heroes stop them from doing what they want to do, even though what they're doing is bad. But at the same time, it's like, what if Superman went bad? Like, you can't. Then that is the bad, and what are you gonna do? And I don't know. What about you?
That is tough because like I like in the show Invincible, basically the main general guy, he just from day one he had a contingency plan trying to build up to stop Omni Man, and it just makes sense because if someone from a different planet comes, yeah,
Yep.
obviously Superman is like this altruistic, like loves the people type of guy, but if you get a version of like Homelander or a version of Omni Man who's gonna destroy the world eventually, it's just like, damn, you're just screwing yourself over if you don't really know. And that's what it comes down to. These people don't really know. Like us, obviously, we get a view into like Superman's life. We see how he is. We know he's like this, just solid dude. So we're like, bro, like why would you ever think that Superman's gonna turn on you? He loves you guys.
Yeah.
But it's like from their perspective, they just never know because they're not with him, whatever. They're not buddy buddies. They just see him as some dude. And I don't know, like even Batman has contingencies for all his heroes, just in case he has to stop
Yep.
them. So it's like, I feel like you would have to, but to put a law is just like, I don't know. I don't think I would put a law to be like superheroes are illegal, no more superheroes.
Yeah, right.
But I'd maybe even put a
But
law.
if an alien showed up, I would never like we know Superman because we see his personal life in the cartoon, but I would never be like, yeah, that dude is definitely also good behind closed doors. Like I would never be able to say that confidently. I'd be like, I don't know, he seems
I
good,
don't
but
know.
where does he go when he's not saving people? Like,
What's he doing? Like,
yeah,
hello.
exactly. That's the scary thought.
So I don't know. That is a tricky situation. I mean, at the end of the day, just put it to a vote, see what the people say. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if they prove
But
otherwise,
then yeah,
that like then you're
it is what it
screwed.
is. I think everyone just got to do what they got to do. Like I wouldn't blame the government. I wouldn't blame Superman. I don't know. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
I
Everyone's
mean, if
screwed.
you have freaking aliens show up to your world, you're probably screwed. Like you're
Yeah,
probably
for sure.
donezo. So like a law is not going to do anything.
Yeah, basically the main reason I wanted you to see this movie is because I don't think you've gotten a chance to see some classic, just little Batman Superman adventure. I know this isn't the greatest movie, but it is a comic adaptation. I had some good fight scenes. I don't know. Did you comment on the Metallo fight scene? That's like the main scene I wanted you to see,
Oh,
just because I thought it was cool,
I don't think it stuck with me that crazy.
particularly.
Yeah, particularly not that fight scene. The fight scene that stuck with me is when all the freaking villains were showing up
Oh yeah.
because I was able to tell some of the villains, like when Gorilla Grodd showed up, when the Cheetah
Because I
Girl.
watched The Flash.
Yeah, yeah. He was in Flash season 7, episode 14. He was there for 4 episodes. Like he's actually a really strong villain. So I saw him. I saw the Cheetah Girl from Wonder Woman. I forgot who else. Like the Shark guy from maybe Suicide Squad. Like so I saw a couple.
Solomon Grundy, Banshee.
So I saw a lot of supervillains, but then also saw a lot. I was like, I've never seen you in my life. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
that too, where like maybe if you're a big fan, you're like, oh, everybody, like you know every single person. But also with that scene, which was so the villain scene was cool, but then the scene I think I liked even more was the next scene where it was Superman, Batman versus like, the president's superheroes, and it
Uh
was
huh.
Adam, it was the Hawk guy. Well, did the Hawk guy
Oh
show
yeah,
up?
yeah.
And then even
Magnum
even
or
Starfire.
Magma.
I was like, because
Starfire.
I
Are you
was
sure that was Starfire?
that had to be Starfire.
I don't think that's Starfire. That might be someone else because I don't think Starfire is. Let me check.
Starfire from Teen Titans Go. That had to be her,
Yeah.
bro. That had to be her. Who else is orange with like red hair and no
I swear
eyes?
there's more characters like that.
No
Oh
way.
yeah, it was Starfire, I guess. Yeah.
Let's go, boy. Look at me, son. New DC freaking champ right here, bro. I knew it.
I
Like,
shouldn't have even said that. I should have just told you, yeah, she wasn't. It wasn't
yeah,
her.
look at this dude. You don't even know what he's talking about. I was watching it with Kaylin, this movie. So when Starfire showed up, we were kind of hyped. We were like, "Hey, that's Starfire." So
Of course she would. Like that's the character I know.
she's from that TV show, Teen Titans Go. I've seen that show. But
Not
that.
Go, bro. She doesn't watch
Oh
Go.
shit, my bad, my bad. So, Teen Titans, the original adaptation in 2008. But I really liked just seeing like characters like show up. You're like, what the fuck? Like even
Right.
Shazam showed up, and I was like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
Shazam? Like, what's Shazam
Yeah.
doing here?
I
Like,
think that's the
I,
purpose of this movie. It's kind of like all fan service. Just like I know you love all these fucking people. Check it
Yeah.
out.
Watch this. We're gonna show you all of
Yeah,
them.
watch this.
So they did all of the yeah, like movies where they had like these one-off characters where I saw them for the first time. Like when I watched Black Adam, I saw the Falcon guy for the first time, right? And then they showed him in this movie. I don't know what the Falcon guy's name is with the hammer.
Hawkman.
Hawkman, yeah. They showed Hawkman in, Black Adam, and then they showed Shazam in the Shazam movie. And I like before Shazam, I've never even heard of Shazam. So we were watching it, and there's a scene where he becomes a kid, and I was like, oh, he's gonna say Shazam right now. And then Kaylin's like, why is he a kid? And I was like, what? Did you not see Shazam the movie? And he's like,
What?
Shazam! And then boom, I'm like, oh, that's badass. That's badass. That's cool. So
Yeah.
there were some cool scenes where I was like, I'm glad I knew the character because it made those scenes hit even harder. Because I was like, hell yeah, like that's badass. But like the Adam scene at the end where he's like absorbing the guy. I was
Uh
like
huh.
I don't really know this guy powers or even who he is to like if he dies I probably wouldn't be sad. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't that impactful. But I
I
mean,
get you.
I hear what you say with the
Valid
fan
criticism.
service. With the fan service, though, bro, they
Yeah.
they did Amanda Waller dirty in this movie, bro.
I knew you were gonna say something about that because I'm like, yeah, they made her a heavy set
Dude, they made
woman
her a
for some
fucking.
reason.
They made her a bean, bro. Like I was like, is that is that Amanda Waller, bro? And then like
Yeah.
at the end, they have like the randomest scene, bro. Like
Oh, with Lex Luthor.
like Lex Luthor's off like steroid rage juice, whatever, and he just kisses Amanda
He's
Waller.
tweaking.
I was like, what am I watching? And I swear he just goes, "You bitch," and I was like, that's the most forced line I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, who says that? Like, this dude's a freaking
They probably
teeny
told him,
bopper, bro. Like,
you can cuss once. You can cuss once in this whole movie.
I
Please
know,
let me
right?
call Amanda Waller a bitch, please.
Please, I need to say it, bro. No one's ever said it. Like that was such a random scene. Besides all the fan service and all the action fight scene, like at the end, bro, the climax of the whole movie basically is like they're trying to stop this meteor from hitting Earth. That boy, right? What's his name? Like Toy Master or whatever.
Toy Man.
Is he like a canon character? Like, do you know about him, or is he like first time?
Usually he's a Superman villain whose toys and stuff like that are so like advanced. Like he'll make like a nutcracker toy, but it's so advanced that it can like crack Superman. Like it'll like he'll make toys that are uh big robots that can fight Superman. And so he's usually a villain, but in this he was so this story isn't like super canon. Like they changed a lot of things. The designs is very particular, artwork. Amanda Waller, her design is all changed.
Yeah.
So this was like a little contained comic story where they made some they took some artistic license and made some choices of their own. So
Okay, it's like if I was just like, hey, I want to make something about superheroes, like let me use your characters type of thing, and then I make my own.
yeah, exactly. You make a couple tweaks.
So at the end, I was gonna ask, so why, if it's called kryptonite, but they're from Krypton, does kryptonite not come from Krypton?
Kryptonite is usually radioactive materials from his planet. So like they're like little ores or whatever that are like little debris that reach Earth. Uh, but yeah, not everything from Krypton ends up being like kryptonite. I think maybe just like I guess their resources, like if any raw material.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, it's called kryptonite. Does it come from Krypton? And if it
Yeah.
does that mean they just live on a world where like they're allergic to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, on the whole reason Superman has his powers is because his son is different. So their anatomy or whatever or DNA is designed in a way that the red sun makes them normal. But if they go onto a yellow sun, the that specific radiation changes things. So it makes them superpower. That's why any Kryptonian who comes to Earth will be have Superman's powers. But if they're back on Krypton, they're just regular people.
Oh, they're just regular people on Krypton. They don't have like they
Yeah,
can't fly
exactly.
and shit.
No, so they're just on Krypton they had a red sun, and so under the red sun they don't have any powers. They need the yellow sun that we
Oh,
have. And so sometimes that's what they do. Like Lex Luthor and a lot of adaptations, he'll obtain like red light radiation, or like he can emit the same rays that the red sun did. So he'll put him under a red light,
dude, he's
and then
so fucked up.
Superman's normal. Yeah, like no, it just takes away his powers completely. So in Superman and Lois, there's this scene where somebody uses a red light against Superman, and he just has a brawl. Like he's a regular human, and he gets in a
Uh,
fist fight,
he's just
and
throwing
it's pretty
hands.
cool. Yeah, he's just throwing hands like a regular guy.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering. I mean, the climax was kind of. I mean, oh, they did like a cool scene right there, where just also further like just. So wait, again, real quick. So that means Superman
Okay.
and Batman are best buds. Like, is that like the thing? Like everyone knows, like they're best buddies, like they're best of friends. Is that kind of how their relationship's supposed to go?
Yes, like 99% of the time they may have a rough start, but they always end up like having a high respect for each other because Superman's like, I know Batman will always do whatever it takes to do the right thing, even if he has no power, so he respects him. And then
Okay.
Batman obviously respects Superman because he's like, he's the type of hero I would want to be if I was a hero like that. Like he's like the one perfect guy. Like he can't say anything wrong about Superman. So, but they have wildly different personalities. So like they have a shit ton of respect for each other, but they are like oil and water. Like they don't always like they won't hang out with each other. But when they're around each other, they're like, yeah, that's my guy. Like they
Yeah.
trust
Okay.
each other more than anyone.
Okay. They have like a mutual respect, but they
Yeah,
also
high
like
mutual respect.
they do love each other, kind of like care for each other.
Exactly. So yeah, and like usually in the comics, Superman willingly gives Batman kryptonite every time because he's like, yeah, if I ever turn bad, I can trust you to like take care of it.
And so that's what I liked at the end, bro. Like Superman's just kind of like after defeating Lex Luthor and everything, like someone's like, yeah, there's a chance that
There's a
Batman might
chance.
still be alive. Boom, right away, just fucking flies up there to go
Yeah.
save him.
Yeah.
I was like,
They're
oh,
bros. It's
that's
always cool seeing them be bros.
that's like such a yeah, such a bro moment, bro. I was like, ah, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I so wish they could have done that in the movies before they made them enemies.
yeah, so that does make me kind of sad, like looking back on like what Zack Snyder did with the whole series, because it just felt like
Yeah.
they hated each other from the get go, and then they never like even kind of liked each other. You know, like
I know they never even really talked. No banter, really. Like they might have had like one line, like "Is she with you? I thought she was with you," and then and that's it. But after that, they don't have much talking, and then Superman
yeah.
dies in that same movie. So it's like you didn't get like really give us what we wanted. You blue balled us.
Yeah, I feel like now watching more and older stuff, like I could see why people don't really like certain things about like the Zack Snyder one
The
at
Zack
least.
Snyder. Uh huh.
Because it's like, okay, first of all, and isn't that what you said his whole purpose was? Like he's gonna do the opposite of what fans like or something like that. Like he purposefully.
I don't know if he did it on well, kind of yeah, because he would blatantly say like he wants to like what he wants to ask the hard questions like what would Batman look like if he did break his rule and he ended up killing and he became this dark guy, and what would Superman do is if he was faced with a problem and he had to murder, but and he had no choice. Like he wants to like he always said he wanted to break down the characters, as in like really make them face the challenges instead of having them, which most stories do, having them uh gain resolve in their morals and their integrity. He wants to see them like lose resolve in their morals and integrity. So that's why in Man of Steel he wants him to kill Zod,
Yeah.
and then in Batman versus Superman he wants Batman to be a killer now because he lost all his integrity as a crime fighter, and he kills now. He broke his one rule, but if it's your first time, like come on, you've never gotten Batman
Yeah.
versus Superman in theaters ever, and
In
you
live
immediately go,
action.
yeah,
And
and
you
you
want
do everything we don't want to see.
Okay, because I didn't even know that part about Batman, where he just made him a killer. Like, is that what happens?
Yeah, if you watch Batman versus Superman, he did the storyline where Robin is already dead. So he looks at Robin's suit,
Oh,
and it's implied that he's been killed already by the Joker.
okay.
And yeah, so when Batman is chasing goons, he's literally using a turret to like mow them down into
Jesus
dust.
Christ.
He's like blasting through their cars. He's basically the Punisher.
Yeah, so like even just seeing like these versions of Superman, I'm just like, bro, like how do you even end up with like this dark
With what he did.
Superman? Like you're just like this complete opposite. Like if anyone who grew up on Superman, it feels like I'm like growing up on Superman right now and I'm loving this like good soul, like
This
loves his
discovery of him.
and then like realizing like my only Superman was like this dark like
Nothing like
yeah, I'm just like my whole image of Superman's getting reshaped right now to the point where I'm like I need to just rewatch these Zack Snyder ones to be like okay, I see what where you went wrong. Like I see what
So
the gripes are.
there is a contained story, right? Uh, Written by Frank Miller, and it's called The Dark Knight Returns, and that is what Zack Snyder based his whole story of Superman and Batman off of. And they did an animated movie, which is one that is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But
Oh.
um, I want to show you those two because it's a two-parter. There's part one, part two. Both of those movies are, in my opinion, flawless animated movies. But the cartoons are better than what Zack Snyder did because Zack Snyder looked at those cartoons and was like, oh, Batman murders in this scene. And if you go back to this scene and the comic, he never murders. Like he doesn't do it. So he's still he even the comic that he took directly from, he twisted it and changed it to what he wanted to do and didn't stay faithful to like the source material. But I'd love to show you those movies once I get a chance.
Okay, well, I stand with all the fans who freaking hated the old Zack Snyder stuff
Oh, okay.
because you did my boy Superman dirty, bro. He's supposed to be a beacon of light, bro, and you made him just depressed, sad boy.
Preach.
And
Amen.
now I don't like them no more. And I always thought they were cool and badass because Henry Cavill freaking to me is my Superman. He looks like the
Yep.
freaking Chad of Supermans. So I'm sad that they made him freaking be the worst one, bro. Like, oh,
I
it makes
know it's
me,
crazy because he is visually the best Superman
dude.
ever,
Yeah, he's
but
like
story wise, yeah,
that
I'm
makes me
disconnected
so
from it.
mad, bro, because he is like he's like the fucking good looking, swole, tall, freaking every
Chiseled.
dude, like perfect Superman, and it makes me more mad that he's not this like goody two
He
shoe
didn't get,
guy. He's just a
yeah, he didn't
depressed
get
sad
what he
boy.
deserved. Henry
But
Cavill deserved better. Let's
should
go ahead and rate because right now for the listeners, you don't really know this, but Houston is playing Florida in the NCAA championship. They're winning 42-30 right now
oh, what quarter?
as I speak. Second half. There's halves
Oh,
in,
half.
in college.
What rating should we do though? I don't. I mean, we could go simple and
How many public enemies out of one out of 10 public enemies? How many public enemies would you give
how many public
Superman and
enemies did
Batman?
I make after this movie? I probably made. I'm gonna go 6.8 out of 10 for this one. I think all my points go towards the action scenes. Uh, a lot of my scenes also go to the Batman scenes. I feel like the Superman really let me down in this movie because yeah, he was okay, but like he just didn't feel like the good-hearted My Adventures with Superman, which is like a really high standard of Superman to me. And
True.
I
They in that show they turned it up to like an 11.
Yeah, and so like he was really good, and so seeing him now, like he was a little tempered, like with the Lex Luthor scene, he just like jumps him, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was just like, would Superman do that? I don't know. So I was kind of turned off by the Superman. The animations were, I get that they did the comic book adaptation, but to me, I
No.
didn't really like the whole like chubby, chiseled, super swole looking superheroes. They just kind it just kind of didn't work for me. And the story, I mean, pretty straightforward of story. But again, I just also didn't feel invested because I feel like I was just thrown into the deep end of this
It's
situation, which
a
I
valid
tried getting
criticism.
into. Like when the movie started, I was like, okay, this is what I'm watching. This is the world I'm in. But like, it just, by the time I was like invested, it was already too late. And but yeah, I think the action was cool. I love some of the superheroes that they brought in, like the Shazam cameo, how they had, just all these superheroes fighting and then super villains fighting. And then Batman was just so badass. I just love seeing Batman. He just freaking throws his little batarangs and does damage. I'm like, hell yeah, Batman, do your part. While freaking while freaking Superman's just throwing hands, flying, doing everything. Batman's like from afar, like, oh, smoke gas and doing what he can, bro. I'm like, you gotta respect it, bro. You gotta respect the freaking hustle from Batman. So I, so I really like the Batman. So I'm gonna give Superman and Batman Public Enemies 6.8
Yeah.
Public Enemies out of
Yeah.
10. So
Helping out where he can.
yeah. Wait. How many Public Enemies 1 through 10 are you giving Superman and Batman Public Enemies?
I can't like I feel like weird rating this movie because I don't
What?
like I'm just like it is what it is. I'm just like I could give it
I
a
hate you, bro, because you freaking for the movies you recommend, bro. You always want to say, I can't give it a rating. It's just like my childhood, and I can't put a
no 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 no.
meter
no.
on it."
I'm saying
Yet,
I
if
wouldn't be
if
able
I ever if I ever come up with a rating and I'm like, it's this reason that you're like, oh, BS, bro. Like
no 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 no
that's
no no
not a good
no
rating. You're this, and you shit
no.
on my rating, bro.
What I'm
And here
trying
you are.
to
Sorry.
what I'm saying is I I can criticize this movie and give it a rating based on a criticism, like as a critic, but it doesn't reflect how I feel about the movie at all. So I'm like, if I were to judge it as a movie, I'd
Yeah, I need that rating.
that maybe 5.5, 6 out of 10 cuz
No, no, not your critic. I need your
oh,
personal
personal
viewer Anthony rating, like how you felt as a person,
watching
all
this.
things
7
considered
out of 10
rating. Okay,
cuz
that's valid.
I just love the
We're
fight
pretty
scene. So
close.
that's pretty much the all the points are going to. I love seeing Superman square off with Metallo in a grave site, and then having him and Batman like basically barely make it out of there alive. I feel like that makes
Okay.
Metallo seem so intimidating. He's one of my favorite Superman villains, along with Lobo, and
Okay.
yeah, so that's basically it. I like the fight scenes. I can't even tell you what the plot is. I'm just like, I don't give a
Oh
fuck.
my goodness.
I just want to see Batman and Superman bicker at each other and fight people. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, and they did that. They fight, they bicker, they have friendships,
They
and
have a
then
good little adventure. They kiss.
there's a
What?
wait, what?
What?
That's the PG-13 version, bro. We watched
Yeah.
the PG version.
That's the director's cut. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that is our review for Superman Batman Public Enemies. What movie are we watching next, Julian?
Okay, so as soon as we talked about The Prestige, bro, a movie came up where I was like, "Oh, I want to do that movie." And I we did a claymation movie We've done some animated superheroes, exploring different genres. I was like, what genre haven't we done? And I have the perfect one, bro.
Which one?
And so this one stars star-studded cast, bro. You know I love
Wait.
me
Tell me the
star.
cast. I'll try to guess the movie.
You're gonna guess it off the rip.
Go.
Fucking Hugh Jackman.
Okay. The Greatest Showman.
Yep, that's it, bro. We're watching The Greatest Showman next week. It's a musical, so we haven't done a musical yet. So I'm actually excited to do a musical because I feel like musicals are kind of different on the ratings here. I haven't seen too many musicals, and I'm actually not a fan of musicals, but this one is just so good because I feel like the songs are bangers. I feel like the story. I haven't seen this movie in years, so I actually don't know the story too much, but it's still like it feels like a banger of a story and star-studded cast, bro. Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, like it doesn't get any more star-studded than that. So, you said you've never seen it, so I'm actually hyped to see what you have to think about it. And preface though, one of the main things I want to talk about are the songs. So I just want you to listen to the songs when they play and let me know what you think about the songs because I think I don't know how many songs are in here. All bangers though. All bangers. Like they all bang. Like they're going to be stuck in your head. Bangers, bro. So,
I
I'm
think that is a fantastic choice for our next movie because I thought you were gonna go with a romance or something, but picking a musical, perfect. Great way to shake it up. I actually like. I'm excited to watch it because it's also kind of modern. I love me
yeah.
some Hugh Jackman. Who
Yep,
doesn't?
yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Nice. Awesome, guys. So appreciate it, you guys, for staying to the end and listening to our review on Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. And come back next week where we will be watching The Greatest Showman, starring Hugh Jackman, Zendaya, and Zac Efron. So, yeah.
Peace.
Peace. Wait. Oh,
What? Okay, peace. You had to redo it real quick. Okay, go, go. Peace.
peace.
Okay.